So one of the things that I frequently will see, particularly in the dating app universe, are women that refer to themselves as princesses or queens, or referring that they want the princess or queen treatment. And so typically when I see those kind of profiles or those kind of words, princess or queen in the profile, I run for the hills. I'm not interested, and I think that's primarily because so many women associate that with a man's their expectations for a man to come out of his pocket to spend on her. So that queen princess treatment has to do with how much are you willing to spend. So are you taking her on shopping trips? Are you taking her on trips? Are you buying her jewelry? Those kind of what I think are crazy things are being equated with giving a woman princess or queen treatment. And so for the fellas, I would suggest a different definition or a different way of looking at giving someone the princess or queen treatment. I think there are certain behaviors that as men that we should engage in giving these women the appropriate treatment as we date or court them. And so I want to kind of talk a little bit about what that looks like and what it should look like as men as we're courting or dating women. The first one is to be courteous, to be thoughtful and respectful, be polite. And so once again, giving a woman the proper or appropriate treatment is kind of a key part of that queen princess treatment. Being attentive, particularly on dates, you're not fiddling with your phone, you're not checking the scores, you're not watching the NBA finals. You are focused on this woman that you're spending your time, energy, and resources on, and that you're focused on her, and not distracted by other things that are going on. So once again, you're attentive, you're a gentleman. Once again, you're polite and you're courteous. You're pulling out her chair as she sits down. You're holding doors. You're walking towards the curb as you walk down the street. Once again, traditional chivalrous behavior that men should be exhibiting to the women that they're dealing with. Once again, whether or not it's serious or not. Once again, about giving her the queen or princess treatment in terms of how you treat her. Another one is having to be is being generous, but I'll put an asterisk on this in terms of being reasonably generous. There is no breaking the bank. I've done a couple of videos on this in terms of what the appropriate of matching the appropriate level of investment based on the level of the relationship cycle that you're in. So once again, you're not overspending. You're not taking a person on a first date to some high end restaurant. You're being reasonable in terms of your generosity. I'm a big fan. I don't do the traditional bringing a woman flowers. I think lots of folks do that. Although women will complain, not enough folks do that, but lots of men will bring flowers. I like to bring a little trinket, a little piece of jewelry, not expensive, but once again showing thoughtfulness, showing interest and concern that I wanted to do something nice for that woman. And so once again, being reasonably generous, I think, is a key part of giving that princess queen treatment. You also want to be fun. You want to do things that are going to show that you have a light side, a light-hearted side, that you're not always serious, you're not always focused on work or business or the real world type things, that you can have fun. So first dates like golfing or an arcade or just something that's fun and different. I think is part of that princess queen treatment, that where allowing her to enjoy herself, allowing her to let her hair down, so to speak, and to have a good time with you rather than kind of the very serious, very formal setting around dinner or lunch or whatever. You also want to be flirtatious. I can't stress this enough. Too many men get trapped in the friend zone because they don't show early enough and consistently enough that there is a romantic interest that they have in this woman. I don't want to be your buddy. I'm not hanging out with you as your pal. I am interested in you romantically. So that's little jokes, little sexual innuendos, appropriate, of course, nothing dirty or filthy or disrespectful. But once again, always keeping forefront in her mind that your interest in her is romantic, not friends. So once again, you want to make sure that you're flirtatious and having a good time with her. You want to be communicative. You need to have the ability to have a conversation, to be able to talk about a variety of topics and not just kind of the common boring, always about sports or always about what I did today. Having the ability to have an intelligent adult conversation about a variety of topics is something that a lot of women appreciate, to show that you're a well-rounded and thoughtful man. Um, You also primarily want to make her feel like she is the center of the universe for the time that you're together. So you're not gazing off into the universe or gazing off into space as you're at dinner or lunch. You're not checking out the waitress as she walks by or other patrons in the restaurant to see who's cuter. Once again, you are focused your energy, time, and attention squarely on her, and you're giving her um, the benefit of your full and undivided attention, along with the other categories of things that I mentioned. That's, I think, giving a woman the princess or queen treatment. That's giving her the level of respect, care, concern that a woman deserves if you're going to bother to ask her to spend time with you. So yes, fellas, give these women the princess and queen treatment, but do it in a way that makes sense and doesn't involve you emptying out your bank account for what may end up being only a single date.